In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to use tables in Word. First, you open a blank sheet, click on Insert, Table. You can click on this little arrow. You can either choose Table from here or go Insert Table and choose the number of columns and number of rows. Press OK. There is your table. As soon as you get the table, you also get these two additional tabs. One is table design, one is layout. In table design, you can choose the different styles of table, colors, formats, if you want banded column, total row at the bottom, or last column, so on and so forth. I am just going to stick to the regular one. You can choose shading on your headers, choose different color. Line border styles, so let's say I choose blue double line borders. You can change that as well. Okay, so this is basically with the layout of the table. Then I start entering information in there. Once I'm happy with how my table looks, I can go to layout, and this is where I play around with the other content of the table. So for example, when I started off with header, I can choose how do I want to position it. So I click on the header, or the first row that I'm using as my header, and from this section within layout I can choose what position I want my header to be in. So if I increase that, you can see, choose it in center, top, right, left, so on and so forth. I can also choose to change the direction, so like that. Also, if I want the same header to continue to the next pages, if my table continues to the next page, I simply select the header and do repeat header rows right here, and the headers repeat. Okay, now I can merge columns or rows by the merge cell function. Again, if I decide no, I don't want this, I can split the cells. So I had 1 2 3 4, there's just one column and there's 4 rows. Okay, I get it back there. If I decide after a while that I only need so much information, and instead of continuing as one big table, I want a new table, so I add my new headers and click on that very row and do split table. So now they are two separate tables. As you can see here, they are two separate tables. Also, the other function are the options to insert more rows and okay, so now I have entered few information in my table. As you can see, I have a few names of employees, their hiring year and salary. Let's say I want to see the name of the employees by alphabetical order. So instead of manually doing it, I can command a function in Word to do that. So I will select inside the table under layout, sort, and I will choose employee name, and that is text. I want an ascending order, so I'm from 1 A to Z. Okay, it's rearranged based on alphabet. Similarly, if I want to sort it by the hiring year, I can choose first hiring year, and let's say I want who's latest hired, and then by employee name, and I want that in ascending order. Okay, so I get from latest to oldest hire. And similarly, if I want to sort only by salary, from lowest salary to highest salary, I can do that as well. Salary, and I want ascending, and I don't want any second criteria. Okay, so lowest to highest, that's how you get it. All right, now let's say I would like to count how many employees I have. How do I do that? We can add formula. Now there are formulas available in Word similar to Excel, but obviously Excel is much more powerful computing tool. But that doesn't mean that we don't have anything in Word. We can also do calculations in Word, and this is how I would do it. So first, here I would count how many employees are here. I would simply place my cursor on the very last row, and under layout I will click on under formula, and my function would be count. Now I want to count how many names are above me, so I would do count above. But remember, I also have a header column that I would not want to include as my employees. That's just my header column. So I would add -1, which is subtracting my header column, and say okay. That's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 employees. Similarly, if I would like to know which one is my latest hire, for example, so again I click in here, go to formula, and instead of sum I would choose the max function and say okay. So now I know my latest hire is 2020. Similarly, if I want when is my oldest hire, I would just change that to minimum. Okay, and that is my oldest hire, that is in 1998. If I would like to calculate what is the total sum of the salaries of all my employees, again place the cursor, go to formula, sum above. Okay, so that is the sum of all the salaries above. I can also choose to check the average, so that's average above. Okay, that is the average salary. Again, I can check minimum salary. This is this. I can check maximum salary. That would be that. So like this, we can use functions or formulas rather in table in within Word as well.